Let me ask you something. What if your body wasn't just a vessel, but a language? What if it held the key to understanding the deepest mysteries of life, of love, and even of God himself? Well, today we're diving into one of the most profound teachings of modern times, Pope St. John Paul II's Theology of the Body. You see, this whole beautiful teaching really starts with this one single powerful question. What if your body, your very flesh and blood, wasn't just some biological machine, but was actually designed to speak a divine language? What if, just by being who you are, your body could reveal the very mystery of God? It's a huge thought. And it all started with a number, 133. That's how many talks, how many Wednesday audiences Pope John Paul II gave between 1979 and 1984. He just slowly, carefully, and brilliantly unpacked this absolutely revolutionary idea for the world. So, what is it, really? Well, John Paul called it an adequate anthropology, which is a fancy way of saying it's the full story of what it means to be human. It's this idea that you and I are a profound unity of body and soul. And that unity, it isn't an accident. It's not a prison for the soul. No, it's a living, breathing revelation of God's own inner life and his incredible love. The central idea is simple, but it is absolutely staggering. The body reveals God. Now, to understand who we are today, John Paul says we have to go back. I mean, way back. All the way back to the beginning, before sin ever entered the picture, to take a look at God's original blueprint for you and me. And in that beginning, he says we find three original experiences. First up, there's original solitude, where Adam, the first man, realizes he's unique. He's a person, made for a relationship with God, but he's alone. So then comes original unity. With the creation of woman, humanity can finally form a communion of persons, becoming a living, breathing image of the Trinity. And this leads to original innocence. Genesis says they were naked and not ashamed. Why? Because they saw each other completely, as a person to be loved, not an object to be used. And all of this reveals a core concept, something John Paul called the nuptial meaning of the body. It's this mind-blowing idea that our very bodies, in their design as male and female, have a built-in capacity, a language, to express a love that is a sincere and total gift of self. To put it really simply, our bodies were made for gift, not for getting. Okay, but let's be honest. We all know we don't live in that perfect original state. Something broke. And after the fall, the human experience changed dramatically. John Paul then turns his focus to what he calls the battlefield of the human heart. Because of original sin, our hearts became this battlefield. We all feel that inner conflict, right? That pull towards selfishness, that theologians call concupiscence. It just distorts our original vision and creates this constant struggle between two totally opposite forces, real, authentic love and its cheap counterfeit, lust. And the difference between the two couldn't be more clear. Love, true love, is a sincere gift of your whole self that says to the other person, you are good, you have infinite worth. Lust does the exact opposite. It's not a gift, it's a taking. It seeks to appropriate another person for myself, reducing them from a person to be loved into an object for my own gratification. And this is exactly why Christ's words in the Sermon on the Mount are so radical and, frankly, so challenging. He says even a lustful look is a kind of adultery in the heart. But John Paul II points out something crucial here. This isn't meant to be a crushing accusation. It's actually an invitation. It's a call to redeem our bodies, to fight for that original purity of heart where we can truly see the person again and not just the object. But listen, the story does not end on a battlefield. That would be a tragedy. No, this whole struggle is actually pointing us forward. It's pointing us toward our final purpose, our ultimate destiny, the resurrection of the body. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Christ says something kind of startling about this destiny of ours. He teaches that in heaven, we will neither marry nor are given in marriage. So, wait a minute. Does that mean love and the body and all that just becomes irrelevant? Not even close. What it really means is that earthly marriage, which is this beautiful sign of heavenly things, finds its ultimate fulfillment. Its job is done. In the resurrection, our bodies won't be gone. They'll be glorified, imperishable, and we'll all be united in what's called a perfect communion of saints. That nuptial meaning of the body, that capacity for a total gift of self, it isn't erased. It's finally, perfectly and eternally realized in our direct communion with God Himself. So we've gone from the beginning to the battlefield to our ultimate destiny. But here's the crucial question. Why does all this high-level theology matter for us, right here, right now? How does it actually change the way we live our lives?
Well, the implications are just immense. For starters, it heals that damaging split our culture tries to create between the body and the soul, reminding us that our bodies are sacred. It reframes morality. It's not just a list of don'ts, but a powerful yes to authentic love. It reveals the profound language that our sexuality is meant to speak, a language of total, faithful, life-giving self-gift. It gives incredible meaning to both marriage and to celibacy. And maybe now more than ever, it stands as a powerful defense of human dignity against a culture that so often wants to reduce a person to an object.
In the end, it really all comes back to this one central truth. The body is not some meaningless shell. It is a sacred sign. Its very design, its very language, is meant to point us toward the divine mystery, toward the very life and love of God.
And so, that leaves us with a final, very personal question. If our bodies truly speak a language, what are you and I saying with ours?